We want that sponsorship money. Oh, wait, we're never going to get it because I'm on the show.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning into another episode of Wasted Local Talent. My name is Cecily. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
I'm Chris Rabb.
I am Daniel.
Yeah.
Daniel. What's up, everybody? Again. Thanks for tuning in.
You know what it is.
Yes.
13 Palms coming in, providing that shade. I think that's a t-shirt.
Yeah. Ooh, I like that.
13 Palms,
You heard it here first.
bringing that shade.
It'll be exclusive on the Wasted Local Talent Patreon.
Boom!
That's coming soon.
And I didn't have any ideas for the Patreon, so it was good that I brought that up on the fly. You're welcome.
We'll get that launched here soon.
You're welcome.
We just got to think of some awesome things to give back to the people.
What do you want? People,
Yeah.
if you were donating to our Patreon, what do you want? We can make it happen for you. So please DM us, send us an email.
Yes.
Let us know what you would like to see out of the WLT camp. I mean, we're going to provide sexy voicemails.
Yes.
That's
Yes,
without a
that
doubt.
is one of the things that we're going to do. Is one of the
Yeah.
tiers we will actually custom make you a ringtone for your phone.
You want a sexy voicemail message?
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, we will call you and leave you a voicemail too. How's about that?
Right. You got a little smack talk. Maybe you just won your fantasy football championship and you need a little recorded voice memo. Let me know. I'll do a script or I'll do it free form. Don't matter to me.
Yeah. We'll do a proposal. We will propose to your significant other for you.
For you. Yeah. Is there a cute barista who works down the street that you talk to her every day, or at least you think you do by telling her your order, but you just don't know how to put it in the right words? If
Will
you
you marry
donate one of our higher tiers, Daniel or myself or Cece will come be your moral support. And if it comes down to it, I'll ask her out for you.
Yes, we'll do that for you.
Be like, you don't know me, but I'm a foul-mouthed podcaster. And I bamboozled this poor young man out of his money into thinking that he was donating to something that he wasn't. But I'm here to see if you would be interested in going to Long John Silver's with this young man. He's paying for everything, and he does not have a blow and go in his car.
That's a lot better than mine. Mine will just be like, this guy wants to know.
You want to fuck him?
DTF, bitch.
That was better than what I was going to say.
Who did we have on this week, Daniel?
The guys from Y.E.S Music.
Y.E.S Music. were
And
in the
again,
house.
I didn't do my pre or post research again for their actual stage names. So I apologize. But the guys from Y.E.S Music, a couple fresh rappers, hip hop artists from Clarksburg.
Couple
starting out.
up and coming MCs
Yeah,
were in
and-
the house.
Yeah, and we do a lot of advice giving. You can listen to Chris and myself give them a lot of advice on being
Sounding
musicians.
old.
Yeah.
Sounding real old.
Yeah, things that I told myself I would never do.
Right. Right.
But here we are.
But, on the same time, to be real, we talked about a lot of things that any up-and-coming artist of any genre is going to encounter
Yes.
on this episode. So, just take it all with a grain of salt. We always speak silly about a lot of things, but we most certainly speak from the heart.
Yes.
So when we're trying to talk about something that we're passionate about, we do it always from a good place. So it was an
and
awesome
it's really
conversation
nice.
with those guys.
Yeah, and me and Chris and I have had a lot of experience with playing music, not just locally, but touring.
Outside the region, yeah. Yeah.
So we have a little bit of experience. So I mean, we don't know it all. If we did, we wouldn't be podcasting. We would be in a very successful band.
I'll tell you what, man. I think that if this podcasting thing doesn't work out, I'm going to do a meat whistle project
It sounds very.
called the
Is it called the Glory Hole? Because that's
Veiny,
what it
called the Veiny Virtuosos.
It's perfect.
Thanks. I just kind of came up with that on the fly.
We should do bits for Wasted of just like a 5-minute Chris Rabb like a week, just like you, just going off on whatever.
I think that's hilarious.
I think we should do that.
Kind of like what grinds my gears.
Yeah, kind of like that. But
You're playing a dangerous game.
I know it would be at the,
playing a
the
dangerous
very
game.
end of every episode. It'll keep people that want to hear
Right.
some.
If you want it, you have to tune in or kind of search for it at the end. But
Yeah.
if you're a casual listener, you probably won't make it that far.
Yeah, probably not. I'm
That's
surprised
fine.
people make it past the intros of these sometimes.
I think that I bring a colorful element to the program, which
I enjoy it.
understandably is not for everybody because I'm HBO all the way. I'm not network TV. I'm HBO.
Yep. That's why certain podcasts.
Yeah, I'm better for than others.
Like I'll drop a whole like some sexy elevator music right as Chris is getting ready to say something because
Dude, that was hilarious. That was hilarious. I remember hearing that in the last one and being like, what was I even talking? Oh, it was Ryan.
It was something about methamphetamines and
what Ryan did in his in his downward spiral.
If you would like to hear that, also direct message us and I will send you that clip because it is absolutely hilarious. It was just a little bit too X-rated for what we're going for here.
Yeah.
But you keep tuning in and we keep growing. So
Director's cut, wasted
do
local
that.
talent, director's cut. I think we should do.
That'll be something for the pod.
That
for
could be the Patreon.
The Patreon, like
Yeah.
bonus content things.
You get
like
the Chris Rabbit
Rabb
worst
experience.
of compilation.
Chris Rabb. You can also get the full uncensored version of the Disillusion Effect episode, which comes with about 30 minutes of extra content.
Yeah, that was like
That
a
is
2-hour monster.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was highly edited. It was actually supposed to come out back before their show in December, and ended up not releasing until January because
It's my fault. It's not your fault. It's my fault.
some of it. You got me. Well, I mean, you got me drunk. So
Tough time of the year, the holidays. It was
There's a lot going on.
It was a beast.
I was still
It was a beast
depressed.
we couldn't handle.
So yeah. Anyway,
Not depressed anymore, are you, Daniel?
well, I had a great night last night.
Little
Okay, anyway,
peppy,
let's
little
go ahead
peppy.
and get to the our sponsors.
Here, I'll take it away.
Yeah,
since you
go-
guys,
do
you
it.
know. Anyway, I would just like to give a shout out to Trashmouth Press. They create art, comics, and prints in the spirit of garbage. So yeah, you can join Tyler in his creative journey as he explores the trashier side of life. Yeah.
I know I said it last week, but I really think that we should commission him to do a print of all of us.
A caricature.
A
Almost like a
trashy print.
caricature, but of what our inner minds view the other people as.
Oh,
because
fuck.
I think like
I don't want to see that.
I don't understand.
That's too much reality.
right?
I don't need to know what you people think of me.
no, like
Aw.
especially with like Jed and I, because he views me as this old, crippled, decrepit man who's days away from hospice, and I view him as this old, crippled, decrepit man who's weeks away from hospice. So it'd be kind of like we just give him a description of what we think of each other and have him do a print of that, and that'll be something for the Patreon as well.
I think that's a great idea.
That's cool.
I think that there's a lot
That'd
of
be kinda cool.
awesome organic ideas happening out of this
Yeah,
intro right
yeah,
now.
Look at that. So stay tuned to the Patreon.
Donate
Yeah.
for the Chris Rabbity Worst of compilation
It's gonna be beautiful.
audio clip. I couldn't even tell you what's in there. A lot of this stuff doesn't stick. I mean, we play shows a lot, so people are like, "Oh, I love that thing that you said before that song." It's like you're gonna have to be more
Yeah,
specific.
and if you really, really love Chris and his comedy and his vulgarness, check out Disillusion Effect live because it's in between every song. It's beautiful.
I just can't help myself. In the beginning, I remember being like, I'm going to be a cool, like, dark metal guy.
And then you looked in the mirror.
And then I was like, that's not who I am at all. That's not who I am at all. I'm just an asshole.
On stage.
Make it work.
Oh, and not just on stage. Anyway,
Right.
who's our next?
We got the
Donor?
Gurus of Gaming podcast, Daniel. The Gurus Gaming Podcast is a podcast by gamers for gamers. Join Roger, Michael, Folmsby, and Ryan Turner as they talk about everything video game related, as well as everything else related. Hijinks, dick jokes, guaranteed every Monday. So be sure to tune in every Monday for new episodes, and you can support them and receive bonus content at their Patreon, and that is patreon.com/gurus of gaming.
Gears of Gaming. That's one of our 4 podcasts that we have under the 13 Palm Trees shade. That we're not gonna call it a banner. We're gonna call it a shade now.
Under the shade,
The shade
of the 13
palm trees.
You know what I mean?
One of the 4. And speaking of which, we also just to shout out the other podcast. We also have D&D Kinda, who as of today is the number 3 podcast under the gaming and hobbies on iTunes.
Oh my gosh.
It's beautiful. I love it. And
Congrats, Daniel.
if you want to listen to me be vulgar, check that out. It's a lot of fun.
No.
If you like D&D, honestly,
You're not
If you like a good story, check
I
out
love a
D&D
good story.
Kinda.
I've heard that the narrative of that has become something of a monster.
Yeah.
Hence the success. I mean, you never could have imagined when you got it cooking, and it's probably kind of gone through a metamorphosis.
It has. It's crazy how much, like, not only the podcast itself has grown, but our approach on recording the podcast.
Right.
And at first we were doing it for fun, and we're still doing it because we love doing it. But the best part about it is that we're so... we actually recorded it yesterday. We recorded another session yesterday for episode 14. And everybody's so invested in their characters now. And it's beautiful. And it's something that happens, like when you first start playing, it's like, oh, your character is growing and you're getting to know your character as you're going through it. But now we're so invested in the story and our characters. And there's a lot, like, it got so emotional. Tune in, like, listen to it all. Episode 14, I was actually brought to tears. It got so emotional because you're so invested in what's going on.
Right.
And it's so much fun
Right.
to do. So definitely check out D&D Kinda.
D&D, dropping the realist.
And also Video Game Mythos is another one that we have. And they go over the history, not the history, but like backstory, lore of video game characters as well.
Like, do you think that they're going to talk about what the tyrant's dick looks like?
Oh my God, I don't even want to know. The tyrant just himself, like, okay.
I think this is a good
Sidebar,
segue. I think this is a good
Resident
segue.
Evil
I think
2
this is a good segue.
remake, blown away.
Yeah. I hope that the Gurus of Gaming can provide a little insight in how I can avoid the tyrant in the police station, because it's ruining my life and possibly is going to ruin a couple controllers.
I rage quit.
There's not enough chemicals in Monongalia County to pacify this man when that happens. Not enough. Not nearly enough. So hopefully they'll go over that.
Okay, if I have something that I want to say that I'm doing, can I say it?
For $20 a month. No, I was kidding.
Okay, because I have this thing, like, I do ecstatic dances. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that.
No, I don't know what that
it's
is.
Super...
Yeah, go ahead and plug it.
Plug it.
Yeah.
Okay, then I will.
What is it, first of all?
Ecstatic Dance is basically a free-form dance gathering. I use electronic music, like, so everyone can, like, kind of connect through, like, bass music, because I'm really into, like, experimental bass and just dance music in general. But basically there are 3 rules, like, there's no shoes, no booze, and no alcohol. No shoes, no booze, and no talking on the dance floor. And it's like you're just connecting. It's kind of a hippy dippy thing if you haven't heard of it before. But I really love it. It's a totally sober, like, conscious event. And yeah, you just dance, honestly. Like, in any which way. You can, like, do yoga. You can do fucking back.
However you want to do it.
However you want to do it on the dance floor, like, you can. But there's no talking. It's almost meant to be spiritual and very...
Sorry.
Appropriate,
I
Daniel.
hope you
Very
can keep
appropriate.
that. If this is recording, please keep that. But anyway, it's about body liberation, because a lot of the time, like, I don't know if you guys notice this, but I do, like, in society, we're limited in a lot of ways in how we move and, like, what's acceptable, and just, like, releasing, like, our inner animal, kind of, if that makes sense. So
Chris
on the
is
dance
not
floor.
invited to this.
No.
I feel like I could get crazy.
No, that's okay. You should.
I'm going to night at the Roxbury, some poor girl who's just trying to feel her own feng shui, and I'm going to be like, "You from out of town?"
No talking now.
I know. I couldn't shut the fuck up long enough.
No, but it's okay. I encourage anyone who's curious to come. It's
So when is it? Like, when?
Yeah,
Saturday, February 2nd from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Where is it at?
at the Monongalia Arts Center in their Tanner Theater. And during it, it's $10 to get in. You get access to Ecstatic Dance and to all of their open art galleries.
Okay,
so, like,
cool.
It's supposed to revolve around art and music. So, like, during the dance, you're going to get tired if you're dancing. I get tired. I fucking rage out. So, like, sometimes I just go look at the art and then come back when I'm not, so, like, tired. But yeah, it's really cool. And
what's it called again?
Ecstatic Dance.
Ecstatic Dance.
Yeah.
And is this something that you're kind of putting on yourself?
Yeah, I facilitate it.
Oh, awesome. That's
Yeah.
Sweet.
And all the proceeds will go back to the Mon Arts Center.
excellent.
Yeah.
So
I'm
This
just
is
like,
more or less
as well.
a benefit for the Mon Arts Center.
kind of, but I'm also just really passionate about ecstatic dance. So I just
Right. Trying to bring that into the fray, turn people
Yeah.
onto the scene.
Yeah, I had 2 events last summer, and there were about like 20 to 25 people, and it was super awesome, super intimate. It's supposed to be really intimate and
I need some intimacy.
kind of get you connected with humans on a different level. Oh, what'd you say? What'd you say?
Don't worry about it.
He said, I need some intimacy.
You can come here.
You had someone over last night,
Get
Daniel.
out of here.
But
Get out of here with
Guy.
your bullshit.
yeah, so you guys.
It was the tyrant. He's definitely smooth down there.
Are we recording?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
recording.
But
yeah, check it out. Where can people find out information about this?
There's a Facebook event page.
Share it on the
So,
WLT.
Ecstatic Dance
we'll get that.
Morgantown.
We'll get that shared out there, and then
Yeah,
we can go ahead and plug that on every week.
that would be
Yeah,
awesome.
that way it gets you like a little bit of promotion.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You're a good man, Daniel.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
Absolutely.
Now that we're almost 20 minutes into this intro, not to bore you some more, but we have one more sponsor to talk about. That's Thunderprints
Boom.
from Morgantown, West Virginia. They are a screen printing company ran by Matt and Megan Stewart. Beautiful, amazing people. Everything is hand pulled.
Meg is so nice.
Oh, they're both, and she's an amazing cook. Oh my God! Like,
Is she?
Dude, yeah. Like they had us up. They had me and Michael and some people over right after Christmas, and man, she made just great dishes like buffalo chicken dip.
And
all
they
sorts
make
of stuff. And-
bomb ass t-shirts.
Yeah, awesome.
Don't
merch.
shrink. Soft as
Yes, Bella Canvas. I'm talking like
Soft as a baby's butt.
if somebody mentioned earlier angel kisses. Like that's what it feels like when you're wearing one of these shirts.
angel kisses.
Oh,
That'll also be on the Patreon.
angel kisses.
Yes.
Oh
no,
my.
No, we won't. I didn't record it, but
Thunderprints.
But yes,
the only time
Thunderprints.
you've been more comfortable was in your mother's womb.
that's very true. That's perfect. Check them out on Instagram.
Check 'em out.
And Facebook at Thunderprints WV and Thunder Supply Co. As well. Check them out. And if you actually use the promo code when you make your first order of Thunder 13, you get 15% off your first order.
Wow.
That's Thunder 13. That's a special thing that they're doing with us here at 13 Palm Trees.
Wow.
So you actually get 15% off your first order by using the promo code Thunder 13. I believe they're still using it. They should be.
Nice. I'm going to have to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Get some swag, some metal
Yes,
swag
yes.
for the kids.
And they're great to work with. They've got a great turnaround time. Everything's awesome. They're super easy to work with too. So definitely check those guys out.
Absolutely. And last but not least, we're going to give a little love to our friends in Worst Kept Secret for letting us use their overrated ballad, Bender. Be sure to request it at every live Worst Kept Secret show. Be sure to stream it more often than the other Worst Kept Secret songs to send them a message that it's time for them to pull it out of retirement.
So I actually have been talking with Eric Kirkland, my producer. They're the producer that worked on that album for them. And they have a quote unquote cock rock version of that song. And it's
Oh, wow.
absolutely amazing. And I'm currently still trying to get my hands on it so we could put it in the podcast because it's
Are they going to release it on the next thing?
This is something they just did in the studio. Sean just got on there and sang it all like
Steel Panther?
No, I'm talking like Limp Bizkit.
Oh my God.
Not so much Limp Bizkit, more like Nickelback, Creed style.
Okay. A little more broed out.
Yeah, and it's hilarious.
Did he wear an Affliction T-shirt when he
probably
performed?
probably had to.
He
Like
did.
it's the only way you can channel that kind of.
He probably borrowed it from Pat. Borrowed it from Pat Cole.
definitely-
I know he's in his closet. He's got a few Affliction T-shirts and a couple pairs of Ed Hardy jeans he doesn't want anybody to know about.
I forgot about
But
that.
I know about him.
Speaking of Pat Cole,
Yeah.
Pat.
I heard that he
BTW
wants to come and talk some shit because he's
He
afraid that
does.
we're talking shit. But I don't. When's he going to show up?
He does, but
You don't want to know.
I just
this.
want to say to Pat Cole, if you need help fighting your neighbor, come at me because
Come at him, bro.
apparently he's had trouble with his new neighbor, and I feel bad for him.
Oh, really?
So yeah,
Let's all
What did
go
I
over
tell you
there.
earlier? We can go pay him a visit.
yeah, we go pay him. We'll go head on right down there.
I would love the opportunity to take care of this for him.
Yeah, because as much flack as we give Pat,
We
and
love
Worst Kept
him.
Secret, we love this guy.
We love him. But I do wish he would show up to finally get me back from all this smack I'm
Yeah.
talking. I'm waiting.
I'm excited. That'll also be on the Patreon. We'll just do that. We'll just do an episode of back and forth Wasted Local versus Worst Kept Secret. Back and forth smack talk. Let's do it.
I
Let's
got
make it
an
happen.
idea. If they donate enough, we have an episode that is the roast of Pat Cole.
Oh my God, yes.
Kid, that's whether or not he can handle it. But the thing is I'll participate as a roaster, so I'm going to be roasted too.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone who participates, that's the way it works for anyone who's not familiar. But if you're going to give it, you're going to get it. And that's fair. And the guest of honor will essentially get the last word, and he can shut it down.
Yeah.
He can shut it down on all of us, man.
Let's do it.
We want to have you,
roast
Pat.
Sessions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come
We're
up
going to
with a lot
throw
of good
shade at 13 Palms.
ideas. Yeah. The 13 palm tree shade.
That's right, baby. You know what it is. I'm going to work on that eating disorder. I heard that you're doing better, so it's time to drag you down. Time to drag you way down.
Now, for anybody out there that we're not making fun of an eating disorder, Pat Cole has been working out and losing a lot of weight, healthily, but we don't.
I heard he's just been doing a lot of pre-workout.
I thought you were going to say meth.
Well, but no, we're proud of you, Pat Cole. Just, you're killing your liver, but this isn't neither here nor there. Your kidneys as well are also suffering.
So yeah, check out Worst Kept Secret, Worst Kept Secret WV on Instagram. Search for him on Facebook by searching Worst Kept Secret.
Check out Confidence, Arrogance everywhere and be ready for a new Worst Kept Secret release in 2019.
Yeah, actually, yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They're in the studio now. So.
Shit's about to get hot.
Yep. So, and with that, we will go ahead and I believe this intro might be longer than the actual episode. So here you go. Here's the guys from Y.E.S Music.
Enjoy.
Boom.
What is up, everybody? I'm Daniel.
And I'm Chris Rabb.
Today we're wasting our talent with...
I'm Marv.
I am B Major.
From?
Y.E.S Music stands for Your Every Sound.
Your Every Sound Music. So what style of music do you guys perform?
Mostly like rap, trap, but I say we have like little alternative swings to us every now and then.
Yeah, not to like sound cocky, but I feel like we use a lot of different styles of music in our music, but it's mainly based around like rap and like you said, like trap sounds. But we've definitely experimented with like different sounds from even like country, rock.
Yeah,
even
you guys
like
sample a lot of
80s.
different kinds of stuff.
Yeah, we do whatever we think. Like we do what we like to do pretty much. So
Nice.
yeah.
It's like creative freedom.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's what I do whenever I write music. Like, I've got country songs that I've written that nobody will ever hear because I fucking hate country. But sometimes it just comes out. So
Sometimes a dog dies and a girl leaves you and your truck breaks down.
and you can't find any rope to hang yourself. So you
Right.
write a country
You
song.
gotta express it.
You just don't have the courage to Robin Williams yourself.
Exactly.
You'd like to think you do, but you don't.
Yeah.
What kind of music you make usually?
Country. Obviously, I just said it.
Just country.
Got 'em.
No, it's a lot of just melodic rock, honestly.
Cool.
So I'll link you with my SoundCloud later.
Oh yeah,
On
definitely.
it, so
Lot
So you guys-
of different flavors on this show.
yeah.
It's a melting pot.
Yeah, mix it up.
So Y.E.S Music. When did you guys form? Have you been doing this for a while?
Yeah, we've been doing this for a while, but the actual name itself, Y.E.S Music, actually came probably like a couple months ago. Actually, we were both, we both graduated together and stuff. Well, he was like a grade below me, but we went to the same school and we had always like been friends and knew we made music and stuff. And we never like went under like a team name or anything like that. But I'd say around last year we had started doing like a more team-based like music and stuff like that, and we didn't actually have like a name or anything like that, but we finally decided on making this more of like a organization type like label kind of thing probably like 2 or 3 months ago. So
Nice.
So where do you want to like grow this into bringing in more artists?
yeah,
And-
that's definitely the end goal. Like we want this to be more of like a community rather than just like a label, I guess. Like we're wanting to bring people in and grow as like a state of artists and stuff like that. So
See, that's it's kind of strange because Hash, that's kind of what they're doing over there in
yeah.
his outfit. Do you think that like the kind of jump on everybody's back and let's kind of do it together is something that's different to hip hop, something exclusive with hip hop? Because people are maybe a little more open to collaborate and work together. Because we had another guest just a couple of weeks ago. We talked about that a lot. So for you guys to come out that it's just, I'm getting the impression that this is kind of something, because I play in a heavy metal band.
Yeah.
And not that there isn't camaraderie there, but it's outfit by outfit where you don't get that intermingling all the time. You know what I mean? So I think that's really sweet. I think that's awesome.
Thanks.
People can't see you shake your head on the podcast, by the way. Well, we are recording it on video, but if they don't watch the video.
This ain't Joe Rogan.
God damn, I wish it was.
Yeah, but no, I mean, I definitely think that it's something that like this area needs, in my opinion. I think I wouldn't say it's necessarily like, you know, original or different in like the hip hop community, because I'm sure like there's people trying to do this everywhere. But like I feel like this is something that this area needs to, you know, grow musically, like to just get as many people together as we possibly can to kind of like, you know, put our mark on the map as like a state.
Yeah.
You know, so that's pretty much like the whole goal of this like community or whatever you want to call it. It's still developing, so it's not like a we don't really have a certain direction. We're just kind of testing the waters right now. So
Nice. I think that, you know, being from West Virginia in general, regardless of what kind of artist you are, you're an underdog.
yeah,
So
Yeah, by far.
it's going to be beneficial to do that pack mentality attack on trying to make your mark on whatever you're doing. So you guys got the right outlook, man.
Yeah,
That's
and
what you
hip
got to
hop,
do.
like you were saying, Chris, from everybody that I've talked to in hip hop, like they are more willing to work together, collaborate together, especially in West Virginia, because as a community of artists, they know how hard it is to make it, not just in West Virginia, but anywhere. So they're willing to work together to push each other towards that final goal. And like Chris said, bands don't have that mentality because they want to be all about them. Some bands do help each other, but you do get that it's all about me mentality a lot of times.
Yeah.
And so
Very
that's what
team oriented. Our team, my band versus
yeah,
Daniel's
versus
team.
theirs. Yep.
Yeah, like a big problem too with like organizations and stuff is like nobody seems like they want to do it until like they have or they know they have back support for them. So like I know a lot of people that like play riffs and shit and they will post it like online. It's great. Like it sounds really good. Like they can make their own original stuff. Like even like people that rap and freestyle and stuff, but like they don't show they can do it like to a public, you know what I mean? Like
It's a
because
different animal.
Yeah, like they're afraid. Like it's almost like they're afraid to like jump out and express themselves like
Yeah.
musically.
More people want to die. They prefer death over public speaking.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like I've been playing music for 16, 17 years now.
Old man.
How old are you?
32.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't look like it.
Old man, you're about there.
I'd have guessed
know.
like 28 personally.
But even now, like still getting on stage is, to me, it's nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Like it's still, I get nervous, and once I'm into it, it's fine. Sometimes, depending on the amount of Jack Daniels I've had.
Yeah,
but
truth.
you know, it's tough. It's tough being an artist, and I don't like. You put me on stage with a guitar playing music, I'm fine. You put me on stage speaking,
I get
do
that.
it.
Shit,
Remember being there? Oh my
yeah,
God, dude.
my first show was an experience for sure. My God,
Let's hear about it. I want to hear about it.
Tell us about it.
Okay,
Well, I remember watching like 60-year-old women just walking out. Like,
Did you play at like a nursing home? Like,
no, okay.
played it
I
like
mean,
A hospice
It was
center.
like, it was like a country
that's
club.
where I go. I gave up on the mall. I started trolling for ass at the hospice care like months ago.
yeah, like
Me on my fucking hover around, just gangsta lean,
Hey, baby, you got no one who came and saw you for Christmas.
playing like 40s jazz. Just
I'll pretend to be your grandson.
They don't even know where they're at. They're just like just watching. That's watching.
yeah, like okay, so Sean was living with a friend that also made music, and he was working at this like bar and grill type deal, and I guess he had talked to the managers and stuff because they do like live music and stuff there every now and then, like every couple weekends. And he
But like
was
no rappers, like no rappers.
no,
show.
this is like a country club. Like, this is like alternative, like.
That's a very tough situation to walk into as a
Yeah,
hip hop
well,
artist.
like the way me and him had no idea like what we were getting ourselves into. Like he's just like talking this up, like, yeah, this is gonna be like a show, like this is like our show and stuff like that. And we get there and like
We're like, hell yeah, E&J on the way there. And we get there and it's like 60-year-olds and like families
people-
eating dinner. We're like, what's going on?
yeah, it's just like a normal set, like just like a regular
It's like
restaurant.
a bar, like
yeah,
a
yeah.
restaurant bar, yeah.
Yeah, it's just like probably like the age range, probably like maybe 30 to like 80. He's just like normal, like, you know, blue collar people, like just eating dinner. We walk in, I'm like, there's no stage, no nothing. Like we're just,
I'm like
there's just like a
tripping on
couple
the chords. Like
Those
the
are
chord.
rough.
Yeah, those
Walking
are
in being
rough.
like, fuck, where do we set up in that corner? Cool.
Yeah, no, we're literally just like there's like
Right
two
back by the
microphones.
karaoke machine.
Pretty much.
Yeah, we're just like there's just like two microphones and like one amp set back in like the corner of the corner of the restaurant. Or I'm like, oh gosh, like this is not where we need to be right now. Like, this is not our crowd or nothing. So we get performing and it's just a blank stare at us the whole time. Like no reaction. People are just like confused while we're even there. It's just
Was
like-
did anyone look angry? Did anyone?
I don't think
Did you get the look like?
Maybe like a guy in the back, very back. But
yeah.
I think they were just confused, and like I'm pretty sure my mic was like a karaoke mic. Too.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It wasn't even like a real mic. It was really rough. There's like a grizzly bear on the wall, and like I'm singing, like looking up, like seeing a grizzly.
And
bear.
that's been my only show. So it's
Oh,
like
it's on the show. Oh shit. So
That,
yeah.
like that's my experience so far with like performing. So I'm like,
they're not all that bad.
Yeah. You're paying your dues now, man. It's only up from here.
Most of them are about.
Well, I
that
would
bad,
hope
but
so.
that sounds pretty bad. My worst experience. I was playing. We were on tour with my old band, and we were playing up in Michigan. And this lady booked us 2 nights, and it was legit. Like she paid for all of our food, paid for gas, paid us like $250 a show, put us up in hotels, like nice hotels. And she's like, the first show is at this restaurant, like just play in the back. And we get there, and it's a legit Italian 5-star fucking restaurant. Like you had to wear like a tie to be there.
What?
And we're this like,
Jacket policy.
well, they were fine with us, but we're darling ways. We were like a fucking cut your wrist emo band, like wearing eye makeup, like the fucking straightening our hair, all that shit. And we go in there and we're just like, uh-oh.
yeah, bad news.
We did it, and we played just as loud as we normally do. People fucking hated it, but
You can't compromise. Regardless of where you play, what you do stays the same.
Yep.
You're the common denominator. The audience can do whatever they want to do, and
Yeah.
it doesn't matter because you're going to go and eat a lot of dick at a lot of shows.
Yeah.
And it's not your fault.
figuratively,
The promoter sucks. Like whoever put it together didn't know what the hell they were doing, or you had a lot of artists maybe falling in and out, and by the end of it, they're like, well, it's a show. And my worst
let's hear it.
show story,
Let's hear it.
which playing heavy metal, that's a certain cream of the crop, my friends.
Yep.
We were doing a little Ohio weekend double dip kind of scenario. First show went great. Second show, we drive to Kent, Ohio. College town,
Love Kent.
cool town. We hung out all day. It was sick. We finally get to the club, and it really looked like a place like from Goodfellas, like maybe a place that the guys from Goodfellas would hang out. Like they had the old booths and like the padded upholstery on the walls and stuff like that. It was creepy.
Illegal gambling going on in the back.
There was a lot of illegal things going on at this place. Just for the sake of, legalities, we'll leave names
We'll leave that
out.
Yeah.
But we went there, man. They didn't have any kind of. They played music for the bar on record players, like everything. They played only vinyl at this bar.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
that's a pretty legit thing. Though.
Wait,
I'll
when
take
was
that.
this?
That's commitment.
When was this?
He's
When
not
was-
that old.
This was
This wasn't-
no.
this wasn't before
This is like
Ecstatic.
2 years ago.
Yeah, back in the
This is like 2
70s.
years
I
ago.
said, jeez.
Yeah, this is 2 years ago. So it becomes clear that this place is not just into selling beverages, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh god.
Like there's a lot of people kind of coming in and out, and they're not going to the show at all. So the lineup at the end of the day was 4 bands. We were the second band. The first band was a 3-piece emo acoustic band. and then us who play like progressive death metal. So that transition was a little jarring for the audience. And I remember playing it and it just, you see it just dissipate. The turnout wasn't great, but I swear to God, within the end of the first song, 90% of the crowd, they were fucking out of there. They were done. They looked at me like, you know, when you're screaming in their face, sometimes it's difficult for them to process.
Yeah.
Probably you're
That whole
scared
thing.
and confused and just like ran away.
Yeah. It's a hostage situation. So we played a couple of songs, and like legitimately, I remember after the second one, no one applauded or anything. It was just crickets after we were done.
Do you ever do that where like nobody applauds and you just clap for yourself? I do that shit all
I
the
do
time.
the Ric
I feel
Flair.
like we need to start doing that.
I do the Ric Flair. Just when you need a little, you know,
Ric
levity
Flair.
in a situation, just throw a woo. All right.
No, I've got a habit of like I don't know if you've ever seen us play, but I'll get on the microphone if nobody claps after a song. I'm like, fuck it, I'll clap for me. Like I'll just do it. Like I'll call everybody out. I don't care.
That's really where I was going with this story. Is I was like, well, we're gonna cut a couple of songs and we're gonna get out of here soon. But I'm gonna go ahead and take my shots now. I try to be nice and do the job and be professional. So I'm gonna heckle these motherfuckers. I told them that they were the worst crowd that I'd ever seen in my fucking life. And I'm sorry that someone lied to them that they weren't going to a metal show, but 2 out of 4 bands still were metal bands, so go fuck your mother. I threw out our email address, our band email. I was
you
like,
get any hate mail?
I always do that. No one ever sends anything.
I mean,
So if you're listening to this right now and you don't like Disillusion Effect, please send a fuck you email to disillusioneffect@gmail.com.
I'll get right on that.
Yeah.
I'll be the first.
For the
Filling one
kids.
out- filling
If you're
one
just
out
having
right
a
now.
day, whatever.
filling one out right now. Just saying.
But there'll be a lot of those shows. I think that's the lesson. Just persevere and bro out. That's what's the big thing. Whatever the entourage of the band or the outfit is, man, you go out on the road and you make it a party.
Yeah, and it's all
Just get the most
it's
of
all
it.
an experience too. Like
Yeah.
each show is like an experience to get better and get more comfortable with like crowds and audiences. So like even if like the first show is like just a bunch of old guys looking at you confused, don't even know where they're at, like at least you're getting like practice before big things happen, you know.
If you ever get elderly home gig, I'd like
I hope
get a
to
spot
God I
on
do,
that. I'd like to get a spot on that.
I'd love to rap in front of a bunch of old
Yeah,
people.
could you imagine like getting a
mean-
gig there and like we're actually like rapping and stuff and they're like really getting into it. Like they're just like,
They're just like-
finally some rap music. Like that'd be nuts.
Yeah, I mean, in a few years, I'll probably be living in one. So you guys, I'll make sure to mention you guys. Get you booked at the local
That'd be great.
retirement home.
give them a plug, throw them an opportunity.
Yeah, we'll do it. Yeah. These guys are great. Riding
No.
around on my hover round. Oh,
What's funny is I volunteered as a part of my capstone project in college. I volunteered at an elderly home, and they loved karaoke there, so we did like the karaoke Olympics. I wish I would have gotten some footage from that party. Man, they were lit. And
Karaoke.
I'm not gonna lie, a couple geriatric women may have offered things.
did you
Oh
accept?
yeah.
I did not. I did not accept.
That's
I
the
was
best, though.
I was in a serious relationship with them.
I don't know how I'd
Same.
react. I'd be just kind of froze. Like,
Yeah, I'd
When
be a
I was
little shocked,
conflicted,
yeah.
I was conflicted. It happens. So what do you guys got cooking up right now, man? What are you doing?
he got an album out already.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I actually unofficially dropped my first album, my debut album, I guess you would call it.
Where can they find it? Where can the people find it?
SoundCloud.com/bmajor, and major is spelled MAEJOR.
Hell yeah.
I'll post that in the description too. Link everything that you
Okay.
guys want me to link.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, I recently dropped my first album and been working on it for a couple months. It's pretty much like what you would expect from that is it's very experimental. It's different sounds. Like each song, in my opinion, is different from each other. Just trying to find my sound. And it's called Clouds. And he actually, Sean actually had given me this, like, what he thinks it means, which I kind of took from that. And it was like, you know, each song is different and every cloud you see is different. So it's kind of like it matches up. So yeah, it's kind of like a experimental kind of thing. So
Yeah,
I'm on track 2.
Oh,
Yeah,
You've only listened to 1 and 2.
No, I'm on.
Oh,
track
you're on.
2.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you,
I just want to add
I've only
that.
listened to
Plug it, man.
That's really on track 2.
yeah, sorry. Yeah, no, he's actually the only feature on the whole album. Every other one is just me on it.
It's dope too. He did it on his phone. Everything. Like,
are you kidding me?
edited?
Yeah,
every
every-
phone.
No, every
It's
single
nuts.
song I recorded the whole album on my phone on GarageBand.
Yeah.
I would honestly, I was literally getting ready to ask you because I listened to it because you sent it to me, and I really enjoyed it, and the quality was great. And I was going to ask you where you recorded.
Yeah, no, it's all on my iPhone.
Did you like do all the vocals like just through your?
Yeah, every vocal
Goddamn.
track, all the editing, everything was done on my phone.
Damn.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
I need to step my game up. These kids nowadays. Fuck.
Yeah. See,
yeah, like
all
that's
all this software, and I can't get my shit to sound.
that should be like big inspiration for a lot of people.
yeah, and that
Yeah,
like
I
that's
mean-
that's the goal too. Like I'm trying to influence other people. Like if they hear my music, like it's like you don't
DIY.
need
Yeah,
need
DIY.
like all this like fancy equipment and stuff. Like you can if you just take some time out of your day and like figure out these softwares that are completely free. Like you can make like decent quality music like
Yeah,
with what you got.
YouTube, like I learned how to mix from YouTube.
Yeah,
You learn
yeah.
anything on
YouTube's
there.
a great tool. Like it really is. Like it's helped me out a lot.
I learned a lot about like vocal edits and stuff through like Logic and stuff with YouTube.
Yeah. You use Logic?
Yeah, Logic Pro X.
That's what I use.
Hell yeah.
Love it. Fucking love it. But yeah, everything through YouTube. And the nice thing about iPhones, like if you have an iPhone, like you have a recording software
Yeah.
for free.
Yeah.
And if you're a musician, like whenever I'm out on the road, like if I'm touring, I don't do it anymore, but I would always be writing stuff.
Yeah.
You could just
So much downtime.
Oh yeah,
So
Just
much
sitting in a
downtime.
band writing stuff, and typically it'd turn out like really weird music, but like you have that outlet to where you can record wherever you're at. You
Something
don't
to
have
put
to
those
Yeah,
have-
yeah,
ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Use them or lose them, man. Oh, dude, that riff's sick. I'm gonna remember that riff tomorrow. What was that riff?
Times I've said that to myself.
Yeah, the lost
I'll
riffs.
record it later. I actually got to the point to where I started just, and it wouldn't matter. I'd record everything.
Oh, I do that now.
yeah.
Like if I like come up with like
Yeah.
a melody or like a bar or something, like I'll pull out my voice memos and just hurry up and sing it real quick or whatever, and then just leave it be, and then
Yeah,
like,
that's-
come back to it. Like,
Yeah.
You
That's the
build a
same thing
little
I do as
arsenal.
well. Yeah.
So SoundCloud, it's just B major,
Yes.
and other social medias. Like, do you have Instagram, Facebook, where people can find you?
Yeah, actually, that's why I said I'd unofficially drop my album because right now I'm on like a social media. I don't even know what you would call it.
Like a break?
I guess a break. I've deleted all my social media apps until like the 1st of 2019. So yeah, but all my
as an up and coming artist in West Virginia, social media is going to be your best friend.
oh yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, like
You
that's
need to
why
get that back.
it's until like 2019. Like I'm coming in like a storm. Like I'm promoting it like in your face. Like you're probably gonna get annoyed, but like I'm promoting everything I got. But no, all my social media is B Major Music, or it's like at B Major Music on Instagram and Twitter. And then Facebook, I don't even know if I can even get into that anymore. I haven't used Facebook for I don't even know how long, but
I just make a new one.
yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah, but everything's the same except for SoundCloud. It's soundcloud.com/bmajor. And then you got Twitter and Instagram at bmajormusic. And yeah, that's where you can find me. That's where you can find my stuff.
Hell yeah.
And Sean, what about you?
for me, it'd be it's kind of funny actually. All of my ads on every social media platform, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, is at Marv Olis because people couldn't pronounce my name right. They thought I was Marv Ellis, but I'm Marvelous, so I had to sound it out for them. So it's Marv, MarVoHLIS, Marv Olis, like so people would get it. But yeah, that's everything. SoundCloud, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, just so people know how to pronounce it.
I dig it.
I still get people in like Fortnite too. Like I'll play
Marvo
Fortnite.
Hills.
They think I'm Marvo Hills or Marv Olis. Like they call me some crazy names. So.
Bro, my favorite's definitely Marvo Hills.
I might if I become an R&B singer, that's gonna be my
Marvo.
Marvo Hills. Yeah.
Sounds like a good R&B.
I'll take like
good
West
R&B
Virginia
name.
Hills and put it in the background. Or shout out.
Do some weddings and some classy parties. Do some receptions.
You'll definitely get into those retirement homes then.
Oh yeah, yeah, and then it's on.
Playing their little dances.
Next up, Marvo Hills, I-29.
The Christmas Dance 2020.
So after you dropped your album, do you have any other like plans for 2019 as far as touring or playing shows, anything like that?
Yeah, actually, I had been doing some research on trying to get on some like very small like festivals, like pop festivals or whatever. I've been doing some research on that, and also we've both been looking into like Coast to Coast. I don't know if have you ever heard of Coast to Coast? Mm-mm. It's basically a showcase tour. It's like a tour that goes across the country, and they even go out of country. Like it's pretty much a global thing, and they pretty much have these shows. They're kind of like competitions, but they're mainly for like showcasing artists from all around the nation and
like networking, like reaching out.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we've been looking into that too, because it's very, very primarily hip hop too, which is right down our alley. Mm-hmm. So that's what we've been looking into now. But as far as just like individual like singles tours or anything like that, I haven't really.
Yeah, we're kind of lost in that, to be completely honest. Like,
yeah,
we
we're
need help with that, to be sure.
We'll reach out to, because I know, I mean, obviously the local hip hop community is accepting of just helping everybody. So I'd be reaching out to a lot of them. Like you've got, I mean, Gandhi from Morgantown, like he's blowing up.
I've heard of him. I actually just followed him today.
Yeah, he's great. We had him on a couple episodes, and Elias from Morgantown. You got TK Blockstar. Like, I mean, there's a bunch of them up there, and they're all just great, and they're really good at networking. So I would definitely be reaching out to them, like as you're.
Yeah, we actually, I'd actually listened to your all's podcast with him on it, and like that's how I discovered him. So I was like, I'm gonna give him a follow, and like down the road, definitely hit him up and try to get something going there. So
he is good, and he's fucking hilarious. He's so funny.
It's like that's really what it's about anymore too. Like it's really about your personality now. Like that's where you're gonna get most of your fans. Like social media, like your antics, like how you perceive your personality. Like it doesn't even matter about talent anymore. It seems like I mean,
the technology covers a lot of blemishes in the
Oh,
talent
definitely.
There's a lot of stuff to help you out if you need to practice more.
Yeah, and like working together too, like you said, like getting with other artists of like collectives and stuff, like that would definitely help out a lot. Like just to reach out, meet somebody they might know, like that we don't know, etc.
Yeah, like connections within like the state is definitely important, because there's not a whole lot that we can like connect. Like there's not a whole lot of connections we can really make within the state. So it's like the more that we connect with other people that know people is where like it's really gonna kick off. Because you can't just like go to like a bar in like around this area and just be like, hey, like can we do a gig? Because like that's not the audience that we're not the genre that like the audiences there want.
Yeah, they'll be like, what song are you covering?
Get up to Morgantown.
Yeah, exactly.
Reach out to some places in Morgantown, because they're really, I mean, they're doing a lot more hip hop up there.
Yeah,
now more than ever, for sure.
I've been hearing a lot about it too. Like I've looked to move up there, like before, like just because like you got 123 Pleasant Street main stage. There's like also like other like little like bars and venues and stuff. I'm sure would be acceptive. Like,
yeah, just like I said, it never hurts to ask. Like, go anywhere. I mean, like reaching out. Like me and Chris were talking about it beforehand. Like how tough it is to get booked, because I mean, like you could message 30 clubs and get
10% or less response. And it's not anything. You have to realize that in spite of just getting rejected, it's not you. You're just getting lost in the static and the noise, because everyone's doing the exact same thing that you are.
Yeah, everyone's trying to get famous. Everyone's trying to make music.
No, really though. Yeah.
But if you have a good product, it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time before you're going to get those opportunities. So you just have to keep grinding, man. And don't be afraid to say no to things. Like if this is going to be a great opportunity for you to come and play this pop punk alternative fest. It's like, well, who else is hip hop on the bill? Well, you guys might be the only ones.
That's like that.
To me, I would fucking do it.
Company.
Yeah, but there's still always that.
I like being that standout.
You can do it. You can do it.
I mean,
but you need to know that you're going into a lion's den, and I think that you need to just pick your spots.
Yeah.
And if you do that smarter, that's okay. That doesn't mean you're this or you're that. It's just like, listen, man, I'm not trying to spend all my money and these resources to get these guys together to do this show where motherfuckers are just gonna shit on us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's still always that like one chance that there's like 2 or 3 people in the crowd that like really fuck with your shit, and it's
Right.
like, you know, they might be like, oh, like I went to this festival and saw these guys, and like they might share, you know,
Right.
Like it's all about those like 2 or 3 people that like tell 2 or 3 people that, you know,
Oh no,
to get the ball rolling a little bit.
absolutely, man. And I'm not saying don't play shows. I'm just saying it's okay to say no. Because
Yeah.
as you haven't had a lot of experience playing out live, I wish we have said no to more things. Because some months we ran ourselves ragged and we were like, we're doing 6 shows this month. Man.
Were you guys in a band together?
No.
No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
We're going to start a Michael Bolton tribute project.
Do like
Hell
an
yeah.
EDM thing. Just be like,
EDM Bolton?
yeah, there
We'll
you
call it
Yeah,
Thunderbolt.
that'd be nuts. Thunderbolt, and hell yeah.
Yeah, and don't ever be afraid to fucking because the last time that After Atlas, my current band went on tour, we went out to North and South Carolina, and in the agreement we were supposed to get paid a certain amount and like all this stuff. And at the end of the show, I went to them for the money, and they're like, we never agreed on that. They're like, you got a free meal. It's like, well, I didn't fucking eat.
Damn,
I
what
wasn't
the
told
fuck?
that. So I literally went into the guy's office and put my phone down. I was like, here was the agreement,
Wow.
and didn't leave until he gave me the money. And it's happened on more occasions than not. Like, don't let a promoter, regardless of if anybody was at the show or not, if they agreed to pay you, don't let them dick you over.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, some venues, like whenever I ran my venue, I tried not to do guarantees because it was Clarksburg. Fuck, you don't know how it's going to turn out in Clarksburg ever.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of like, we'll see what we have at the door. And in that case, you know, that's understandable, but don't ever let them dick you over like that. I watched the singer of my old band get into a fight with a promoter, a fist fight in a kitchen in the back of this place that we were playing because he refused to pay us. So, and you're traveling, like you rely on that. That's your gas. That's your food.
Yeah.
When you're stringing gigs together, I mean, if you got somebody in your project that can, you know, fit the bill, great. I'm not going to hate on you, but I don't come from that.
Yeah.
And when you're out on the road and you're putting some things together back to back to back, you're counting on these guys following through with their commitments.
Yeah.
As small as they seem to be, I'm not leaving till I get that fucking $50.
Yeah.
Because we don't
Yeah.
have the money. Like,
Yeah. Well, you
our drummer's
plan.
gonna have to go around and, you know, hustle his ass on the street to try to get that $50 back.
Yeah, because it'd suck. Like if you like went from here to like I don't know Charleston, for example, just Charleston, like in state, like you'd be wasting so much time, money, and energy just going from this place to that place, and then coming back and not getting a single dollar or engagement. You know,
In
That'd
like
suck.
3.5 hours, that's a good commute on the road. Like if that's all
Oh,
you
yeah,
have to
definitely.
drive in a day, you're having a good
Yeah.
day.
To me, like me personally, and this is probably why I never fucking make money playing music, but if I'm playing like in state, like Charleston, Morgantown stuff, like if they can't offer me any money, I don't really care. If I'm going out of state, like if I'm making a trek, then there's got to be something. I mean,
We do
you
the
can't-
pro bono rule. Like we go in there, we're like, okay, we've never been there. This place looks decent. You can tell they're doing things, and it's a Friday, Saturday night. People know things are going on. We'll gamble on it. But you can't keep going back to that well,
Yeah.
knowing that you're getting nothing in return.
Yeah.
Eventually, you have to move on from places like that.
Yeah, I mean the places that we played in Charleston was always booked by the same guy, John Poole. And the first time we played down there, I mean he got us a hotel room. He didn't guarantee us any money, but he got door cut and booked 2 shows down there and got us a hotel down there. It was great.
That's
And,
huge.
You know, so
it's rare you get that
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
That is really cool.
That's why we like to do a lot of those kind of shows in the summer. It's like if it comes down to it,
Camp.
boys,
Get a
we're
fucking
crashing at a
hammock,
rest
man.
stop.
Yep, I've slept on top of vans. I've slept next to vans on the ground. I've slept in England. Whenever we toured in England, I went into it was like a bus terminal area, and I just pulled my fucking sleeping bag out and went to sleep on the floor.
How was England? Like that sounds.
You
like,
toured in England, like yeah,
that's
that's
crazy.
pretty crazy.
It was good. The first time, the second and third time I went over, I got arrested both times and deported, but it was good. At the border.
That's right.
at the border.
Yeah. Have you never heard that?
No, I
No?
knew. I forgot.
Yeah.
That
That
was, I
happened.
remember you telling me that story a long time ago. And that's
Yeah. So
Oh, Bonner.
yeah, so I've been legally detained in 2 different countries.
By the Bobbies.
Damn.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad. The first time they just held me like in the airport. The second time they actually sent me and my singer to what they described as a maximum security terrorist holding facility.
What the fuck?
It was great.
Ooh,
Yeah, it was not fun. I kept my mouth shut because at that point I weighed like 140 pounds, like literally like still wearing fucking eye makeup.
you're going to get turned
Yeah,
down.
I'm gonna get fucked.
You're going to get turned down.
I'm gonna get fucked. These guys haven't seen a woman in a while, and I look kind of like a woman. So
Oh, that's back in your emo lip ring days.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Oh, you would have been the belle of the
I
ball.
was pretty. I'd make a pretty girl.
You know, I've been in here for now 2 years. I'm going to say, talk like this. I haven't touched a woman.
Oh no.
You kind of smell like a woman.
No, this terrorist hold, like these were people. Like I was my cell was with somebody that was a Muslim
Oh, so these were
these are-
legitimate terrorist
that
suspects.
suspected terrorists. Like Lance was in a cell with a Korean guy. So like it wasn't people from England. This was people that were trying to get into England. That they were
Right.
like no. So it wasn't like they're all British.
Yeah, that's fucking nuts.
I'm just picturing like Bullet Tooth Tony from Snatch, like whispering soft nothings in your ear.
Well, I made
be
the
scary.
mistake of whenever we were like doing like the intake and like the fingerprints and stuff, like the chick that was doing it was fucking sexy. The British accent. I was just hitting on her the whole time.
Yep.
Like, yeah, it didn't work out. She was not having that. And
She wasn't happy.
she would have beat my ass too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could tell she wasn't putting up with any shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Not at all. But yeah, that was an experience. So but England was fun. It was a lot of fun. So, because we had a record deal from a label over there. We went over there to recorded the album. Then they put us on tour for 30 days. So it was pretty cool.
That is
Damn.
cool.
They completely fucked us on our contract, but we got out of it. So legally.
So
Do
like
you have any
were signed?
illegitimate children
No.
in England?
No. The funny thing about that is like, whenever like I've toured for months and years, and I've only ever had sex with one person on tour, and that was my girlfriend. At
Hell
that
yeah,
time.
dude. Commitment.
But we had a tour manager over there, and he really fucking pissed me off one day because we were in Manchester, and me and our drummer had to piss really fucking bad. So we stopped at the venue, and they weren't open yet. And then once they opened up for us to load in, they're like, "Hey, we double booked, so your show's actually down the street now. They moved our show." So we're finding the bathroom, and the manager, our tour manager, was like, "We got to go. We got to get to the other venue to set up and all this shit." So they just took off, left me and our drummer in Manchester, England. No fucking clue where we were going. Didn't even know the name of the fucking venue.
What the fuck?
So we just leave, and our singer was livid. About 2 hours later, they found us roaming around like the streets, trying to find it, like asking people, like, "There's a venue around here. Do you know where it's at? Like, do you know the name?" Nope. They finally found us. Well, his comeback to that to make me happy was we were staying with the bassist from the band that we were touring with over there. We're staying with his mom, and he showed up with a case of beer, a bunch of food,
Me.
and some random chick.
Listen, blokes, I got this bird here for you.
Yeah, it was very, very awkward.
Wow.
I'm not the kind of person.
Where
that
they were
gonna
just like, just have fun with her, like,
yeah,
like
and she was all for it. She's like, "American band, hell yeah."
Oh God.
She didn't listen to the music, obviously. She wouldn't have showed up, but no, it was really weird. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. If you ever get the chance to, even just to visit, I fucking love it. I love the history though. I'm a big history buff, so being able to like walk through a graveyard and seeing tombstones from like 1200s and shit like
That's
you know,
nuts.
That's
it's
a trip.
Really cool. It's really cool. So
I guess what advice I would have for any aspiring artist looking to get out there is, like I said earlier, don't be afraid to say no to things, but also don't be afraid to just fucking go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You and your buddies, you pack up everything you have. I can't for a year and a half, we had everything packed up in the back of my Subaru Crosstrek. Back when we were 3 dudes with no drummer, and we would just go wherever to play our shit. And it was awesome.
and it's
was
such a
awesome.
good, and it's even if you don't make it, It's the experience and the memories, and like if you're getting
The ultimate field trip is
you're-
going out just to
yeah.
play music.
Yeah,
It's
like,
the ultimate
experience
field
would be
trip.
sick.
yeah, like if you're making enough money to have the tour pay for itself, even if you're just breaking even, being able to do that, it's like a free vacation. Like, yeah, you might not be sleeping in a fucking hotel and getting hammered and partying every night, but to me, the best part about touring was always like I've gone places that I would never have gone before. I've
Yeah, if it
seen,
weren't for music. Yeah.
yeah, like it's just like been to New York City, played in New York City, played on the fucking Bowery, played for people from Rolling Stone. They were doing like an artist thing, and they were going to pick the best band. Like it was just the experiences and the memories will always be there, and whether you make it or not, I'm a big advocate of just dropping everything and going for it.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
that's also why I'm still living with somebody else. I don't have my own place. I'm single at 32, but I love it. I absolutely love it. So,
Yeah.
So like Chris said, don't ever be afraid to just go for it.
Yeah, I mean, like that's one of like my biggest drives. Like I'm not really in it to get famous either. It's more like
That's good.
like I'm in it because like I genuinely love like making music. Like it's something that's been in my life since I can remember. Like when I was like little, like my grandma taught me how to play the piano, and like ever since then, like I've always like been involved with music. So like if I don't make it, like I'm always like it's one of those things where like I still did what I loved.
Yeah.
You know, and also like like it like you said, like it's an experience. Like I can't like. I could die happy because, like I did what I wanted to do.
You put the record out that you made that you're proud of.
Yeah,
And no one
exactly.
could it's like winning the belt. You can't take it away. I mean, you can, but there's no one who could take away the fact
But
that
like
you
you
were the
did
champ.
that. Like you lived that experience.
Yeah.
So like, that's something you can always hold with you. So
Yep. You can hang your hat on that, man. And when the times are tough, that's what will get you through the shit.
yeah.
Like when it's like, man, I'm hustling. I feel like I'm crushing it with this material, but for whatever reason, it's just not gelling right now.
Yeah.
Your love and your passion to wanting to create will get you through that. Because if you're a reactionary person, if you need those dividends to keep you going,
Yeah. You need, yeah.
you won't
exactly.
last long. You won't last long. 5 years, you won't make it 3. Everyone could do something for a couple years.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
easy. Starting something, it isn't easy, but when you have no expectations, once you get a little taste of something and there's expectations, then that's when it quickly kind of falls apart. Because that separates the people who want to be there and don't. It's like, oh, I don't want to practice 2 times every week, regardless of what's going on.
Yeah.
Like, well,
Yeah,
that's what it takes.
Don't be afraid to, if somebody, like if you have this, if Y.E.S music starts to grow and you bring in more people and everybody has to pull their part, and that if somebody's not pulling their part, don't be afraid as like essentially you'll be the CEO. You guys will be the CEOs of it. Don't be afraid to be like, you're done.
Yeah, no, you can even ask him. Like I'm very, very picky when it comes to the people I work with.
Yeah.
Like if I don't see that they want it as much as us, like if I don't see that they are really in it for the right reasons, like I'm not gonna work with them. Like I'm just gonna be like, hey, like it's not gonna work out. Like I want people who are willing to like actually make a like contribution or whatever to what we're trying to do, and like willing to work and willing to grow as a group. So
So are you gonna try to get into any kind of like recording? So like anybody that joins, that you'd have like that to where you can provide that for them, or would they have to bring their own material, or how or have you even thought that far ahead at this point?
no, I mean we have our own equipment and stuff, and if they're we're not at the position to where like we can pay for travels or nothing like that, but if they're willing to travel to us, like we have the resources to like help them out and give them that like step up. Like we have recording equipment, we have all like resources for them to use. It's just we don't we're not in the position to just like give them everything.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. You don't.
know,
you
so-
don't just want to hand stuff out. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just,
Taking advantage.
I
You
just
want to
know, like,
work
if-
with people
if
who
a-
meet you in the middle anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Send out an
exactly.
SOS to the real MCs out there.
Yeah.
Hit up Y.E.S Music, man. They're out there. They're doing things.
Yeah, it doesn't even really necessarily have to be rappers too. Like it can be like
Yeah.
all musicians of like all genres. It can be like artists. It can be like I don't know,
bands,
video editors,
yeah.
like just different.
Oh, so it's
Photographers.
just going to be like basically just a creative
collective.
collaboration, like collective.
collective.
Yeah, we're not even just looking for artists. Like we're looking for like, graphic designers, we're looking for photographers, like anything in like the media spectrum
Yeah.
that they think they can
They're just trying to have like a voice, get out there a little bit, like just
Yeah.
pretty much show themselves what they can do and like build relationships.
If you ever need a good graphic design guy, I got one for you.
Yeah, no,
That'd
definitely.
be
Like send
sick,
them our
yeah.
way. Yeah,
Yeah, he
definitely.
does great work, and he's super easy to get along with. I'll just throw that plug out there. My man Dan Smalira, Black Design. Hit him up on Facebook. He's a bad motherfucker, and you're not gonna get more with less. But I'll send you that shit online.
Sweet,
I got you
dude.
guys. I got
But
you.
yeah, that's pretty much what we're going for. Like we want anyone that can help out the brand, pretty much. Like
Yeah, you got to build a team.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
you can't do
That's
it
what we're
all.
looking
As
for,
much as
yeah.
you want to be a Renaissance man and you want to
We're
wear
not
all
Russ.
these hats,
We're not Russ.
you can't do it. Yeah, you can't do it.
did you say we're not? Did you say we're not Russ?
Yeah, we're not no Russes.
Like you doing it all yourself for a while may seem like it's going very well, but in the end, if you've got people around you that are supposed to be helping you and are not, it'll destroy your business.
Oh yeah.
My business was destroyed that way.
And we kind of talked about that earlier about bands where they have the heartbeat and the brain all in the same guy. You can't go about it that way. Everyone has to put in a little bit. Like you said, it needs to be a collective. It needs to be a community and a team. Because once that pressure, dude, once they look around and be like, man, no one's hungry like I'm hungry.
Exactly.
They're out and it's done.
Yeah, and like I'd like to say that like me and B Major Brandon are like really versatile too with like within sounds, like designs, editing, like a lot of different things too. And like I feel like not saying that everybody within this collective in the future needs to be that way, but it's also a good thing because like when you think about like an artist doesn't just like paint with one color. You know what I mean? Like an artist doesn't just like do one type of art. Like they like to venture out, do different things, and like learn new things about themselves as they express themselves. So like it needs to be like not like a set job, but just like everybody. I mean a set job in a sense, but like more a sense like everybody needs to like branch out and do their own thing, but keep it in like a professional manner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's awesome. Well, you guys being involved a little deeper in the hip hop spectrum, I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities out there for you guys because there's such a welcoming community. You hear about the Beast, but a lot of people who don't really get into hip hop don't know is how much of a community there is of guys wanting to build each other up.
Shout out
And that's what's
Dalmonze.
up.
Yeah.
Shout out Dalmonze. Yeah, because they're probably like our only out of state that we branched out and really.
Them and I'd actually recently made connections with a music producer out of Serbia. Believe it or not, I'd found him on YouTube. He had like 500 plays on his video, and like I found he actually Damien Alter is his name, and he did the first 3 tracks on my album.
And he produces a lot of your beats and stuff.
Well, yeah, he'd produced 3 of the beats on my album, and we've been talking back and forth, and me and him are definitely planning on making this work with us and him, and he's like very willing because he's probably about at our level in terms of just like where he's at, like in his
He's
career,
starting
so.
up and he's looking for other hungry people.
Yeah, and he's very talented, like very talented, and I think he deserves a shot, and I think as long as we work as a team, like I think we can get each other to where we want to be. So
That's awesome.
I saw he posted something. I think yesterday, or it might have been today. Something about he's going to do like a cover of like an A$AP Rocky type beat or something. I don't know. It's like some kind of A$AP Rocky song he's going to do soon. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I saw it.
Yeah, no, he's definitely talented. So so far we have connections out of like DC, like Virginia area, and somehow Serbia. I don't know how it came about, but it's just working. So
I got like one connection from California. Shout Jai. I go by an alter ego when I make my like alternative like trap rap kind of stuff. Like I don't know if you guys are familiar with like Lil Peep. You guys familiar with Lil Peep? Well, he makes like alternative like rap trap. And
rest in peace.
I go by like a alternative Lil Sprout. Just I don't know, just something.
You
like
gotta have Lil in your name anymore.
Yeah, you have to have Lil. So
have Lil
that's
something.
my alternative, Lil Sprout, and me and him make some music. Like we go in that sense. Like it's pretty cool. Like he's more Suicide Boys. I'm more like Lil Peep.
Right on.
I feel like I'm just too old for that. That
I
like
think
new
you'd
that
like
like
it, honestly.
Yeah, I
that
feel like
like
you'd
new
really
wave of hip hop, like the whole like all these. They look like a fucking one of those like Care Bears that you used to get that you could like draw over goddamn faces and wash it
Yeah.
off. Like,
No, he
Face
definitely
tats are,
he fits that description for sure. But like,
he sounds like it. I mean, that's
feel like-
literally like it just.
I feel like if you looked into his music, like as a rock, like alternative rock kind of, like that's what he pretty much revolutionized where hip hop's going, in my
Yeah.
opinion, because he kind of took alternative rock and like grunge rock,
like the melodies and like some of the instrumental
Yeah.
samples.
and he like mixed it with like trap, like 808s and like snares and kicks and stuff like that, and like it's
Interesting.
yeah, it's very cool.
When I first heard him, I was like, but then afterwards, I became a pretty diehard fan. I really like Lil Peep.
I think when you can incorporate a little bit more organic music, some string stuff, some more classic instruments, like what Dre did, he put that shit on the map.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it adds a little bit more texture to it.
Yeah.
Because when it's all electronic, you start venturing into some weird, like EDM territory. I feel like hip hop has to have a little bit of a organic heartbeat.
Yeah, absolutely.
with the beats and
And-
with the production.
And like repetitiveness is like a big thing too. Like I'll search for like instrumentals or like talk to different producers, and a lot of the beats just seem very recycled.
Yeah.
But like when we come across like something that's very organic, something that's very like well strung out, very played, like we're on it. Like I'd have to say.
Yeah, a lot of those producers that sell those beats will just throw like got a verse, got a chorus, got like a kind of a bridge, and they'll just
Yeah.
copy paste and like there you
Exactly.
go, there's your beat, But whenever I write, I can't play violin or anything, but I use a lot of pianos, a lot of violins. So I fucking love the way it sounds.
It's
And
beautiful.
If I can ever actually,
Orchestral
Yeah.
arrangements.
like I mean, multiple people have told me that they could see my stuff in movies because it's more like a soundtrack and not like.
Like
You
cinematic
do write
sounds.
you do write soundtracky stuff for sure.
I fucking love it.
It's great.
cool.
I
No,
fucking love it.
yeah,
it's sexy.
Yeah.
I've been really trying lately to find more cinematic sounding beats, because like you don't see that a lot. It was like I feel like it was definitely a thing like in the early 2000s, like a lot of like you hear a lot of strings, a lot of like giant kicks in the intros and stuff like that. Like you don't hear that anymore. It's very just like strictly just like the same drum the whole way through and stuff. And I've been trying to find a lot of more piano sounding, a lot of like guitar, a lot of like I don't know, like very big kicks and bass and stuff like that. The sound pretty much like a movie. So
Yeah.
like that's what I've been looking for lately, but it's hard anymore. Like it's like he said, like it's a lot of the beats sound like very recycled and very like overused. It's the same stuff every time.
And
so.
minimalist, like you said, there's just not a lot going on in some of these beats. And that to me, like an MC's only as good as the beat.
Yeah.
Like this
Oh,
isn't a
definitely.
battle. This isn't a battle, you know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like
absolutely.
you want it to have set that vibe where sometimes I like to just listen to instrumental beats.
Yeah.
Like chill, like jazz infused, like
Oh
instrumental
yeah, dude.
beats to like
jazz fusion type beats are sick.
oh
Like,
dude,
Yeah.
man, they're the best. I'm into that shit.
they're good to like sleep to, study to, just
Smoke
relax.
to a little
yeah,
bit,
relax.
whatever.
Smoke to.
I mean, they're just when you're hanging out and you need something in the background to kind of get you through the day. That day after having that cocktail where you're unwinding. That's where
Yeah.
those beats are clutch.
Yeah, I'll
Love those
literally
beats.
go to sleep to this like channel called like Chilled Cow or something like that. It's like a live, it's like a 24/7 live feed of just like lo-fi beats.
Yeah.
And like I'll just like turn it on, put it on like low volume, and just like go to sleep to that shit like every night.
yeah, like I
Gold
actually,
mine of good stuff.
I have like a track on my upcoming album, where you actually said it sounds kind of like Biggie Smalls or something like that one, like that.
You're talking about Numb?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
track
yeah.
4, where it's more of like jazz fusion and like a little bit of funk, but it's also mixed within rap. It's pretty sick.
There's a 70s flavor about some of those beats
I
that
love
I
it.
really like.
I
yeah,
love it. I
I
think
like
it's
it a
cool.
lot. Yep.
Like the
See, Daniel,
bass line.
you need to come up, man.
What?
You need to come up in the world and listen to chill beats.
Dude, I listen to chill step.
It's the wave right now, dude.
like chill step, like dubstep, like the chill. I don't know if you. Yeah.
How can it be? How could there be chill in dubstep? Isn't it all about like the sub drops and?
Well, you still
Getting
have that,
turned.
but it's not as like in your face. It's,
Oh,
it's very
okay.
just like all the music that surrounds that is very just
Cinematic.
yeah, it's very
Yeah.
cinematic, very
see.
chill. Like it's cool. My brother actually introduced it to me, and introduced me to it.
That was what I was going to do. First off, I was going to when I first started like experimenting with music, I was going to try to rap to dubstep beats because I never really heard it much, and I
Good
tried
luck.
it. And yeah, the beats were too much. They're too overpowering.
I thought about it for a second. I'm like, no fucking way.
Yeah, I couldn't
Shit
do
gets
it.
crazy. Now, if you could do it,
Yeah, it was too overpowering. Like, I don't know. I used to do it like because I used to record before I like saved up money and got my own equipment and like did some research. I used to record in like an iPod Touch of a friend's in a not like really a basement, but they called it a game room. But it was pretty much a basement. But yeah, I used to try to like record lyrics like off of a stereo onto an iPod Touch while a dubstep beat was smacking my face, and I just couldn't.
Yeah.
couldn't
It's
do it.
overwhelming. You just
Yeah.
can't just take that
Yeah, like
bass ear beating
it was like boom, 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 and I was like,
and expect that your creative flow is just, I'm going to just ride right through this.
it's like trying to play a video game and getting a blowjob at the same time. It just doesn't really work out that well.
Yeah, you hear dudes talking about that, but it's like if you're playing online, your score's going to suffer.
Yeah, can't pause it. Multiplayer online.
Like how do you feel about Roadhead?
I love it.
I mean, it's
What is that?
clearly
Giving it.
awesome.
I
It's
love
clearly
giving it,
awesome.
love receiving it. I mean, what?
It's clearly awesome, but there's a part of me that's like, man, it's a little dangerous.
Oh, it is very dangerous, especially at that point.
Yeah. I feel like
I don't know
a
what
lot,
my hands
lot
are
of
gonna
bad
do.
things can happen. A lot of bad things, a lot of variables.
Funny story. I was driving back from Cleveland once with my ex, and my car was up there. I forget. I think I was on tour and I left my car there because we were based out of Cleveland at the time. And my girlfriend at the time's mom drove us up there to get my car.
Hot.
And because our last show was down here, and I think our singer was going to New York City or something, so he wasn't going back there. So drove me up there to get my car. On the way back, obviously her mom drove by herself. I was riding with my girlfriend. She was giving me roadhead on the way back, and her mom texted her. She's like, "What are you doing up there?" Because she was right behind us. And she's like, "Nothing." She's like, "Are you giving him head?"
Oh my
No
god.
I
way.
swear to God.
I couldn't imagine.
She didn't give a shit. We lived together. She knew what we did, but yeah.
It's like, Mom, why don't you go ahead and just go around? You perv.
it was pretty funny though.
Wow.
But yeah, it's very dangerous.
It is, I don't know. I can't enjoy it. I'd rather just wait. Call me crazy.
Really?
I felt that too.
Call me crazy.
honestly.
You can't.
I'm
I've never finished. I've never finished in a roadhead scenario. Maybe just because I'm, trying to focus on what's going on. A lot of bad drivers out there, man.
Well, I'm big on like the whole, like we could get caught doing this. Like I dig
Oh,
it. It's
okay.
cool. I dig
See,
it.
yeah, a public place bang. Now that's
Yeah.
kind of cool.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But I don't know. There's only so much multitasking that can go on. It's like I don't want to be driving, getting the beach and then trying to take a selfie.
Getting the
maybe
beach.
send a quick tweet out or something real quick. Yeah, it's just too much
well,
going on.
Well, then just drive and don't be trying to get on your phone while you're doing it too.
You gotta adjust the AC, turn
Yeah,
up the radio.
yeah. Be like, oh, it's a little. I made a roadhead mix. Let me go ahead and just find that on my phone real quick.
Michael Bublé.
Michael Bublé.
What would be on the roadhead mix? What would you?
I feel like it'd be like a mixture of things. Like it'd be like some upbeat music. It'd
Yeah.
be some like sad music.
It depends on your girl. If your girl's
Yeah.
wild, you want dubstep, like you said. If she's chill, you want like The Weeknd and Michael Jackson.
The Weeknd.
That's a good one. Michael Jackson. Yeah.
I'd like to put on like maybe some Tony Bennett. Maybe try to make it classy it up a little.
Kenny G.
Put on
Maybe some Mozart.
Beethoven. Put on some Beethoven.
You gotta have.
I'm not trying to fall asleep.
That's what the head's for. It's a nice balance.
I don't know.
You
Sometimes
gotta make sure you time it out right there. Like you gotta like finish like right like within 5 minutes of your destination, or else like you might wreck from falling asleep afterwards. Like it can't be like a long drive. Like
Maybe like the Beethoven and like the head would like balance it out, like he said. And so like you would be like, honestly, it's like you're like regularly driving, so you're just like this, right? You know what I mean? So like it's like smacking, but like the Beethoven's putting you to sleep, so you're like just regular out, like regular.
just like an equalizer.
Yeah.
I knew a dude who nearly got the tip of his penis bitten off in a fellatio-related accident.
That hurts me to think about.
Yeah. There was like a neighbor had a propane tank like explode, and he was getting, that afternoon delight kind of going on. And it just, of course, it was this huge commotion. And, the shaft was in the mouth, and she just inadvertently, was just startled. She just bit down on his dick.
Man.
And he had to get the tip of his penis, like, reattached. It was like halfway
Damn,
bit off.
fuck that shit.
I imagine the surgery being very awkward too.
Yeah, there was a tough recovery period.
So what happened? This goes into
There was a ruckus.
Hank Hill,
There was a ruckus.
Hank Hill wasn't there in time. And things
Yeah.
God damn it. That took me a second.
Good times. This is what the show's all about.
I dig it. I dig
I
it.
fuck with it too.
Well, it wasn't, and then they had me on it.
Yeah.
Now it's depreciated quickly.
Very much. We haven't released an episode with you in it yet either, so we'll see.
Feeling it out.
See how
Oh, wait, this is your first episode?
That was his second episode, but the other one that he was on hasn't released yet. So
Well, when it's my band, as you can put
Oh,
all
yeah.
the accountability on us. Be like, listen, we had these guys.
yeah.
It's not
You
my
just got that
fault.
voice though, like they were saying earlier.
How long have
Yeah.
you guys been doing this? Like how long have you guys been like doing this? Like
Like this podcast or the podcast?
just like
company?
podcast in general. Like, 'cause you guys are really natural, really good with it. Like, this is my first
I
time.
appreciate
ever,
that because
like-
this is like the
Yeah.
third time ever I've ever done it.
Yeah.
I'm a noob.
We recorded the very first episode of Wasted in June, so 6 months. The first episode that we've done as far as podcasting, we recorded in March or April for our D&D podcast.
So yeah, you guys sound like really like in my opinion professional. Like with the way you guys sound, the way you guys have the setup and everything. Like whenever I came in here and saw this, I was a little blown away to be honest. 'Cause I've never.
This is all the Daniel magic right
Yeah,
here.
this is our very
Yeah,
first
this is-
interview in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like period.
Yeah, this is like
Is it going as well as you would have
Oh,
hoped?
definitely.
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's great.
You're like, yeah, the guy with the glasses was nice. There's this
I try
other
to-
fucking guy.
I try to stay tame, like a little bit.
We got to smooth it out because
Yeah.
I got one.
There's got to be a balance. We can't both be that way.
right.
Oh,
Right.
Like
yeah.
not on this. Like normally it's fine because we're typically that way.
Especially on days like today.
Yeah.
I feel like there's just REM, Everybody Hurts playing in my background music of my mind, like all day today. Like that's how I feel. It's how I feel. I feel like I just want to lay back and just sulk.
I fucking actually walked upstairs like towards the end of the game because this is my brother's house. He lives upstairs. And I was playing Mad World like towards the end of the Dallas game.
Oh, yeah.
Just playing
Nice.
it. I walked into the living room and he had company over. I'm like, fucking leave now.
I'm trying to vent.
Yes. I'll
But,
do it after everybody leaves.
yeah,
I'll
yeah,
lay under this table and furiously masturbate until I fucking die.
Until you become dehydrated. You have kidney failure. Weren't you recently hospitalized, Daniel?
I was in the ER
Wouldn't you
on
want to
Thursday.
talk about that real quick on the?
We could talk.
And then I'd like to share everybody's funnest ER story.
Oh God.
So for 2 weeks now,
'Cause that'll be
I
fun.
have had this fucking stabbing pain in my side that's been wrapped like in my rib that wrapped around clear to my back. Didn't really think anything of it until about Wednesday. It started radiating into my chest. I was like, I know I'm 32, but I'm too young to fucking stroke out or have any kind of like lung issue. So obviously, being the brilliant human being that I am, I decided to Google it, and it was like anywhere from
Ooh, the old
Yeah,
self-diagnosis.
that was your first.
like
Cancer.
lung
Just
clot,
cancer.
warning signs of stroke or heart attack, syphilis, which I know that wasn't it because I can't get laid to save my life.
That's from the England days, though. That's that European syphilis.
European,
It
yeah.
lays dormant for years.
For 10 years, and it comes back. But no, I went to the ER, and they did like CAT scan, EKG, all that, ran my blood, made me lay there for hours. I actually fell asleep. I just fell asleep. It was just boring. And came back. It's a inflamed muscle that attaches your rib to your sternum, and it's inflamed and like swollen, and it causes the pain to go clear around your side and into your chest. And yeah, so like I legit thought I was like
That's scary, dude.
It is. I mean,
Dealing with the heart, man, that stuff gets scary
Yeah.
really quick.
Yeah, that's
Well,
the
I'm
only
glad
reason
you're
that I
good.
went in.
I'm glad you're good.
Yeah.
Same, everybody.
And I made it out to Chris's show the next night.
He did. He was a warrior.
Holding my fucking ribs and all. Just like,
Yeah, he was. He had like an old man slump to him, just kind of in the corner, just
It's like,
these damn kids and their loud music. Yeah, but I appreciate that. I know you had to soldier through it to make it, but I'm sure Jed was very supportive, even though he's not being supportive of us right now.
for every one injury that I have, he loses another thing. He went bald at 23.
oh man,
He
Brutal.
He has IBS and has for years. He just got recently diagnosed with glaucoma, and he went back for a checkup, and they found that he has cataracts, and he's only 27.
jeez,
Damn.
dude.
Yeah.
For real?
His
For real.
genetics suck, man.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Right
Well, he
there.
makes fun of me for being old all the time, so that's just
Yeah.
his fucking karmic payback.
That's
So
a
he-
terrible
Yeah.
karma. Yeah, it is. It is. He's falling apart quickly. It's all that powerlifting shit.
Shout out, Jed. Yeah, just powerlifting.
Powerlifting.
Powerless himself out of bed every day. It's about all the lifting he does.
Yeah. Powerlifting isn't eating both the cupcakes in the hostess pack, buddy.
I only have
We
like
love you, Jed.
one ER story. When I was like a senior in high school, we had this thing called Bub Day, and it's where
Bub Day.
everybody like was to dress up like a redneck or whatever. And so it was like 6:36, something like that in the morning whenever it happened. I remember the specific time because it was traumatic. But I pulled out a belt. I pulled out a belt because it like the belt had a buckle on it. And it was like this horse. It was very stereotypical. So like I went to cut a hole in it because it was too big for me. It slipped, and I actually have a scar on my finger. Like I almost cut my finger off. And so it was like about going on 7 in the morning. My dad's rushing me to the hospital, and they were like sewing me up and everything, and asking me like what had happened. And I told them I was like cutting a hole in a belt for Bub Day, and then like after I told them that, like they had numbed me, and then they went and got like a student nurse or whatever, and he came back and he like started sewing me up, and he messed something up, and then had to like take it out and do like additional stitches. So I ended up with like 12 or 13 stitches on this one finger because the guy messed up, and I was there for like 3 hours. It was rough. I hated it. It was kind of funny though. I got out of
At least it
school.
wasn't the tip of your penis.
Yeah.
That's right.
That going for you.
That's right.
Never had it.
Yet.
That's right. Don't
Yeah,
you,
you
don't
still got
count it
some
out.
time.
your girlfriend here, you do something wrong, she's gonna sever your penis while you're sleeping and throw it out the window of a moving car.
We've talked about that. We don't want
Why? Why the fuck would you talk about that? Like John Bob.
Put it on ice. Put it on ice.
Are they normally this quiet, you two? Or do they normally talk a lot?
She talks a hell of a lot. She loves talking.
I'm pretty quiet.
If you get her talking, she'll talk about everything.
So what about you, Bub? What do you got? What kind of admitted to a facility story you got?
Shit, I mean, I've been in the ER probably more times I can count on 20 fingers. Like I've broken probably 20 bones in my whole life. I don't know if I have like a specific crazy story in the ER because I've been there so many times. But I mean, there was one time where I sat in the ER for probably 4 or 5 hours with like I broke my foot in a ATV accident, and I probably broke like 20 bones in it. And whenever they were going for my X-ray, they were like, "Okay, I need you to stand on your broken foot, like just like lift up your other leg, and stand on your broken foot for this X-ray."
What?
Which was probably the most painful thing I've ever had to go through in my life because like my foot was completely shattered.
Jeez.
And like, yeah,
I would have told them to fuck themselves.
yeah, like
yeah, oh, no, I was.
Honestly.
I mean, there were
Like, I
tears.
don't-
There were tears
Daniel's
rolling
doing
down
what he
my
does best.
Yeah, there were tears rolling down my eyes. Like it was the worst thing I've ever had to go through in my life. Like,
Dude, it's a crude business, the healthcare industry.
Yeah,
It is a
and then-
crude business.
and then on top of that, I went to the. I had like a whole like foot leg cast for my foot, and then I went to the like actual like bone specialist or whatever like a week or two after that. And they're like, "Oh, you don't even need this. Like, you just need like a little brace for your foot." Like, I've been like walking around with crutches and a fucking like a whole ass leg brace for like 2 weeks, and he's like, no, you don't. You just need a little like a little boot for this. I was like, what the fuck?
Shout out WV Healthcare.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah. Needs to be some improvements there in the healthcare industry.
A little bit.
If that's what's going on.
They just want your money. That's pretty much all it
No
is.
doubt. You don't have insurance? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever they ask me about, like, 'cause they're asking, like, bowel movements, all this stuff. I just told the doctor. She's like, any irregular, bowel movements, anything like that? I'm like, 3 a.m. sheets is a normal thing, so you tell me.
Yeah.
That's sporadic at this point. I'm 32 and I eat sheets a lot, so.
I'm more of a gecko
not-
guy.
Wait, what?
I'm a gecko guy.
See, being in
Underrated.
now that I'm working in Morgantown more, I've been eating it a lot more because it's the closest place to where I work. So I've actually I enjoy it.
underrated.
Yeah, oh yeah,
It's underrated. Slept on.
But
It's the underdog. Everyone wants to talk MTO. Get go, bitch.
Bitch.
Little bitch.
What about you, Chris? What's your crazy CR story? I feel like you're leading into something brutal. Like, I feel like something's happening.
He's been plotting this whole conversation.
I've been thinking about it because I played a lot of rugby in my
Oh,
day.
shit, yeah.
So I got some pretty vicious stories with that. But believe it or not, the most brutal doctor's office healthcare visit scenario was when I was in college. And I was dating a girl who I found out
Was a dude?
it was a crying game scenario. No, I was dating this girl I found out was just banging a lot of other dudes. So I got real
90%
scared.
of my relationships.
Am I telling a familiar story?
All right, I'm hurt.
Everyone can relate at some level.
I might actually be suffering heart failure now. That's it.
So there wasn't like anything going on per se, but I needed a psychological like reprieve. So I was like, I gotta go get checked out. I didn't realize at the time what would be involved with doing that. If you don't know, they shove a Q-tip. Actually, it's bigger than a Q-tip down your piss hole.
Yeah.
I've been
Fuck that.
It's like they're loading a musket. Like they
Yep.
shove that, they pack that thing down in there.
See,
make
for
sure
my-
they get all the gobbledygook.
there. For my
Take
dick,
it
they
out
can just
and
use a
test it
normal
for
Q-tip
later.
because it's so short. But no, I've had that happen, dude. Or I've had to, some experiences where I've had to go and have that done. And
And then
Yeah, no thanks.
they take the blood and they make you wait like 4 or 5 business days to
Jeez.
tell you don't have AIDS. So
Yeah.
you get a good like 4 or 5 days to think about like,
Yeah,
man,
you're just worried as fuck.
Oh,
I got AIDS. I'm not Magic Johnson. I don't have the resources. Like I am done.
yeah,
I'm never going to make it. So one funny thing about that whole experience though is I saw a buddy of mine from high school in the clinic in the waiting room. Dude, that is a weird thing. You're like, what's up?
What's up?
You give him like the head nod. You don't say anything because you're obviously not going to talk
It's just
talk
like
about
it's just
why
like
you're
a mutual
there.
understanding. Yeah.
You just kind of give him when I walked out. I just gave him the threw him a dab. Put the universe out there, the good vibes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think getting tested was by far the worst medical experience I've ever had. And I've had broken bones reset. I've had my shoulder fucked up a million times. My ankle, multiple concussions. I've had a nice little track record at the ER, but I think that was by far the worst. The waiting, and then obviously the tip.
Yeah,
It
what's
wasn't
that?
just the tip.
They pull out that Q-tip and you're just like, it's going where?
Yeah.
Like, you going to clean my ears for me?
Right. Yeah. It's like at first I
outta
thought they were gonna do like a mouth swab. I was like, oh, that's not going in there. She's like, I'm gonna need you to take off your pants. You want to talk about crushing?
Especially
But-
whenever it's like a female. Because, like, obviously, my penis runs away.
And
it's just like,
there's a shaming element that's going on too. It's like, well, if you would have remained abstinent,
yeah.
this wouldn't have happened.
And you're like, bitch, I guarantee you.
Yeah. Be like, you got chlamydia in 1973. Don't judge me. He was cute. You saw him at the diner. He ordered you a malt, and before you knew it,
Fucking malt.
good times though. Good round table chat, gang. That was fun.
All right, so Chris has to leave in like 8 minutes. So is there anything else that you guys wanted to discuss that we didn't cover since we just talked about dicks and weird shit all day?
Not just dicks. We talked about the road.
I know.
I'm tired of Jed said. This is a public service announcement to Jed. I do not only talk about dicks. Although I might have referenced him a couple of times today. I love you, Jed.
Yeah, well, I know there's one thing I think we want to cover, and I think you can talk more about this, is he's actually working on an album that's going to be coming out.
I'm planning on April, actually. I'm planning on April. I've been taking a good bit of time with it. I've actually re-sang and edited the intro 4 times now. It's completely done. But it'll be 10 tracks. The title of the album I'm going to announce publicly here for the first time is Thinking Too Much. It's kind of about an album about pretty much like finding yourself, and also just like analyzing like the critical, not really depressive things in your life, but just kind of like thinking about like things that you typically like overlook, or just like things that you don't typically like dive deep enough into, like pretty much like yourself, like your social engagement, relationships, like just different things like that. And there's gonna be like some hype songs in there too for like the party people, but it's mostly just kind of like about finding yourself, just thinking too much, thinking about yourself.
I appreciate that kind of heady rap, man.
Yeah.
Like I'm a big like Lupe Fiasco.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
dude.
I like that heady rap. I like that stuff.
Yeah, like there's a lot of like wordplay into it, a lot of like similes, metaphors, like just a bunch of little things, just like little tongue teasers kind of thing, like going on and stuff like that. I'm looking really forward into it. I can send you guys like a few, like I have a few songs too, like that I have like recorded in like my email and stuff. I can send to you guys too, but just listen to, just see what you guys think too.
That would be awesome. Definitely. Do that, man.
I personally for me, I think 2019 is going to be a huge year for us personally.
I agree.
Because we have our foundation. It's not the strongest foundation, but we have something under us that we can really push off of for the next year. Like I have my first album out. He's gonna be dropping his first album very soon, and after that, it's pretty much just promotion.
Yeah, because like the date could change too for me too. Like it might not be April, it might be sooner, it might be maybe slightly later, but no later than like May tops. But like we do have a foundation, like you said, and like and shout out to all those people too, like that go on like our live feed and stuff whenever I get on, or like the people that like send me messages and stuff. Like it's very, very encouraging, very cool. But
I just have one piece of advice for releasing stuff. If it's not done, don't set a release date ever.
Absolutely.
Things happen.
That's why I have.
I agree.
Like I've dealt with that so many times. Like labels like to do that shit. They'll be like, hey, this is releasing this time. You have to get this done. And you end up putting out a mediocre project that if you took the time on could be so much better.
Right.
That's why I've been doing that with this one.
So it's especially for this is your first album?
Yeah, I originally had another one, but I didn't release it at the time just because like actually thanks to Brandon, like I became somewhat of a perfectionist when it came to like recording, because it's a record, you know what I mean? Like you take time with it, you make sure it's perfect. Because like a lot of my earlier stuff, like I release and hear like scratches or like something I could go back and easily fix if I would have taken more time. That's why with this one I haven't set a date yet, just because it means a lot to me for one. So like there could be like 100,000 people that listens to this, or like 10, and like no matter what the number is, I'm still gonna feel like appreciation just because that made me feel good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like that's why I've been taking a lot of time with this one. But like the last album I had, I set a date for. I was gonna drop it on 420, rapper stuff or whatever, but. Like
I feel like it's a little stereotypical.
Yeah, it didn't come out.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is you're going to be putting it out to make sure it's the official soundtrack of the summer.
Absolutely.
That's awesome, man.
I still have a track.
That first album's always your baby, too, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
your baby.
Yeah, I still have a track that was supposed to come out last summer that I haven't released yet because I didn't think it was good enough for
Can I
last
say the
summer.
title?
So, I don't care.
Roses are red, right?
No. I was talking about Catch a Vibe.
Oh.
It was supposed to be like my summer track.
Oh yeah. I'm cool, right?
yeah. But no, yeah, I actually had an album that was supposed to release in January that I haven't touched because like it's an album that means a lot to me, and I want it to be like very, very like as good as I can possibly make it. So
Absolutely.
It's kind of good you've been off social media though, because I feel like, because like you're the type where like you'll you like promote it and like show people and stuff instantly. So like imagine if you've
Yeah.
been on there to show them. Like,
Yeah, I haven't even like officially dropped Clouds on social media. Like no one really even knows that I'd even dropped it yet. Like
Unless they're actively following along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, but like as soon as I
you got
promise.
some views though going on for like not even promoting it
yeah.
whatsoever.
But yeah, as soon as I'm back on social media, like it's game over. Like people are gonna be getting Clouds thrown in their face. Like
So just be sure to remind all the good people where to find that shit when it drops. Let 'em know.
yeah, okay. SoundCloud.com/B Major. B Major spelled BMAEJOR. And that's all she wrote.
My new project is soundcloud.com/B minor. I'm gonna take
F-sharp.
all of your beats and rap about dicks with Chris.
Soundsky.com/F
No,
minor.
I'm actually not going to do that because B minor and rapping about dicks, that just comes off really wrong.
Oh man,
Minor,
I
yeah.
didn't think
Yeah.
about that till you said
I think it's funny. I think
I think it's funny too,
it.
but
I'd say go
I
for
said it
Yeah,
and I
I-
was like,
Just go for it.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
like-
Own it. Own it.
Own that shit.
Random funny story. My stage name was originally B White. Like it wasn't like because my name is Brandon White. So in sports I
yeah,
was always called
people
B
wouldn't
White.
really like get
Yeah.
that because they're just, yeah.
Yeah, no, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, man, that can come off very racist. Like,
Real bad, yeah.
like people could like look at that and be like, he's trying to promote like, to
Is
be
this guy
white.
gonna be sick
I was
hailing
like-
when he comes out on stage?
I was
matter
like,
who
yeah,
you are, be white.
I trashed that immediately. I was like, nope, that's not gonna
Good
happen.
call.
So.
Good call.
My first rap name was actually a battery, Alkaline. I was like, what the fuck do I do? Like, what's my rap name going to be? And I was like, I'll just be a battery. And like, I was like Alkaline for like 3 weeks. 3 weeks, I think. And then I
Yeah,
changed
that's
it.
about how long the lifespan for Be White was, too. So.
You live and you learn. You live and you learn. All right. Any last little something you guys got? What do you got for the people? What do you want to leave them with? Support the motherfucking artists.
I love you all that like support me. I love my mom.
I love your mom too.
Thanks. Shout out to everybody that's riding with me. Gandhi, I'd like to get in touch with you soon. I've been talking to you. Well, not talking to you, but about to talk to you soon.
I've been creeping on your social media,
I've been
but I'm going to
stalking
DM
your
you
ass.
soon.
I've been heavily watching every move that you do, and you don't know it.
Ish, I don't even know. I'm pretty much just like I don't even know what I'm doing at this point. Like I'm just kind of like testing the waters. Like, I don't know where I'm heading, but for anyone who is actually riding with me, like I fuck with you guys. Like I got a very, very small cult following right now, so shout out to those guys. But
Fucking A.
And everybody that's interested, let's work. Like anything.
SOS to the MCs and
yeah,
anybody's.
this is your calling right now. Like hit us up.
Yeah. We put the tags down. Reach out. We appreciate you guys coming on today, man.
Hey, we appreciate you
This
guys.
interview was a lot of fun today. It was a lot of fun.
Back in the shit like it's mine now. Think for a bit, drinking a fifth for my mind now. Fuck it up, everybody have a little bit of fun right now. I just wanna live life now. I just wanna live life now. I just wanna live life now. Think for a bit, drinking a fifth for my mind.